Dr. Seuss is making a big comeback 1 year after the publishing company shelved 6 books because of their racist imagery. So the question is, did the canceling of Dr. Seuss work? Joining me now to give his take is someone who won't hold back. He's an English professor at the City University in New York, Lee Papa, also known as the Rude Pundit. Welcome to the show. And
thank you.
More Dr. Seuss books were sold in 2021 than the previous 3 years. Is this because of or in spite of the books being pulled?
I would say it's probably because of. I mean, one of the things I think we're seeing over and over with all of these attempts to try to portray any kind of elimination of racism or any kind of way to address racism as something bad, they keep backfiring. And they just simply don't work in the way that those who want to try to take down those who want to call attention to racism, it just fails. It doesn't work. We see it all the time now, and we see it with a flourishing Dr. Seuss company.
And but to be fair, this didn't just happen on its own, right? There was a proactive campaign by the private company that manages the work of Dr. Seuss to address these accusations of racism in the book. So there was a big push to kind of bring to rehabilitate the brand.
Right, but there was also members of Congress that were speaking out against the Dr. Seuss company, so Dr. Seuss Enterprises. So, the pushback was against some major forces, right-wing media, political opportunists, that were heavily invested in all of a sudden trying to make Dr. Seuss seem like it had crumbled to woke forces and was canceling itself, I guess.
And so your point is, yes, there are racist elements of these books, but no, we shouldn't cancel them. Is that right?
Well, it's not just that. It's that we have to acknowledge that times change and the way in which we see certain images change. And it's okay if we all say, whoa, wait a minute, maybe, the images that are in To Think That I Saw It on Mulberry Street aren't the right things for kids to see. Maybe the things that are in, one of the other books, McGillicuddy's Pool, or any of the other ones, If I Ran the Zoo, if those images now are in the context of the 21st century, ones that are harmful to children and give them the wrong impression about different races, then yeah, maybe we should all evolve and say that's okay.
Mm-hmm. And is there an alternative that, in your mind, is sufficient, to pulling books like, the way Disney's effort to remove certain offensive parts of its movies, or should we just stay away from it completely and use it as a conversation piece?
It becomes a museum piece. It becomes like Confederate monuments. It's time to put them away and put them in a context where we say, these are the things that we used to actually show kids. I do this with my students all the time. I will show them, old Bugs Bunny cartoons or something like that and say, yeah, this was what was in the movie theater that everyone was expected to watch and just sit there through before they got to the feature, which probably also had some racist imagery in it.
And, I think of canceling all kinds of other things too, right? This is a slippery slope. Like, first you cancel something that is racist, that by today's standards would no doubt be racist, but as you said, times evolve. I think of the book Lolita, which is a classic, you're an English teacher, it's a classic piece of literature. I mean, that is in no way acceptable by today's standards.
Well, no, and it wasn't acceptable. Let's also say it wasn't acceptable in its original time. I mean, Lolita has been a controversial book since the moment it came out, and we do have controversial books like that. But I think perhaps more you might think about something like a Huckleberry Finn and how to teach something like that, which has the language that it has throughout, and make it make sense and make it and try to explain it within its context so that it does make sense.
Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.